so why does everybody hate FL Studio stock drums? I really don't understand. When I first started producing, that's all that I was using because I didn't really have any other sample packs. And then I heard that they are just completely garbage, so I went looking for new drum samples, but I went back recently, like earlier today recently, and I gotta say, I really don't know why people are talking so much trash on the stock drums. I don't think that they're that bad. Could they use some work? Yes. Definitely. And to be a good producer means you have to work with what you're given, and I'm being honest, I've spent a lot of money on sample packs, especially with Dragons that I just bought from Cymatics. And honestly, I've been diving into making my own sounds recently, so I think I know a little bit more about sound design and how to make certain things sound a certain way. So today we're going to be making a beat using only stock FL Studio drum samples, so let's get to it. Also, real quick, if you guys could like this video, that would be very much appreciated. Okay, now let's get into it. And I actually already made a beat using these stock sounds earlier today, before I even decided I was gonna make this video. In fact, I wanted to make this video because this beat turned out so well, so let's hear what it sounds like. Honestly, some of the sounds that I found in the stock packs tab over here are some of the things that I've been looking for that I could never find in a sample pack. Like, for example, this 808 crash. Fire. Alright, really good. Okay, so the only third-party samples that we're going to be using today are the melody loops. Just to get myself more of like a flow, because this is more about like the drums. And I think I'm going to be using the Dragons tab over here. I dig that. That's gonna hit hard, I can already tell. If your sample's good enough, dude, that's all you really need. And I really do mean that. If your sample is good enough to be the entire beat, everything that you do is going to be trying to accentuate that and try to bring out what the sample already has to offer. So that is what you're going to be seeing me do in the drum pattern today, just basically trying to accentuate what the melody already brings in. I think I like it up +2 semitones. Do a little bit of chopping right here. I'm actually gonna try and do some of this action. Yeah, I like that. Alright, man, I think that we're good to go. I'm gonna put this onto a mixer channel. So if you listen to the sample, distorting it helps bring out like those like lower tones, the dun-dut, right? But it actually makes the higher notes sound a little bit more, like it's hitting the ear wrong, it's a little bit jarring, so I'm gonna have to EQ some of that out too. Alright, and I think that's going to be all that I'm really gonna add as far as the melody goes. So now all that we have to do is get to the good part, which is the stock drums. I want a sound that is pretty clean and doesn't have too much stuff added to it, like this one right here. Where is it? Like if you hear these, they have like a hi-hat at the beginning. Now of course you can always try and dumb things down to where it sounds a little bit more normal, but I think it's a lot harder to backtrack when it comes to sound design. And when you have something that's a little bit more clean, then you can really start to do some really cool stuff. Now I've actually been making a pack myself with all sounds that I've created, and usually what I would do is use a synthesizer to actually try and get my samples for the kick, the snare, and everything, and then have the most clean sound that I possibly can to do my sound design. But here, we're gonna try and make it work. Alright, I think I can make this one work. And I'm actually gonna put everything into the playlist mode right now. That's just how I've been working recently. I haven't been really going into the piano roll all that often. And the first thing I can hear in this sample, and this is why it actually makes it a little bit easier, is it's a little bit too long, a little bit too dragged out, so I can actually do this and make it a little more punch. You hear that? I think that's going to be a sound that I can work with once we get into the EQing stage, which of course the whole point of this is to show you guys how to make stock drums sound even better than they already do, which shouldn't be that hard. We're going to use this clap effect over here. We might actually pair it with a snare. What we can do is put on a mod though. I like that a little bit better. I want something to beef it up a little bit though. Alright, so I know that I'm using a few layers for the snares, but I really like it. So if you still really feel like these stock sounds are a little bit too vanilla, you can always try and layer different stuff on top of it. Like here I've got a clap, a higher snare, and then a really low snare to kind of add a little bit more character to it. I like that better. Okay, cool. Yeah, much better. Yeah, that's gonna be so nice. That was good already. Like that one. Actually, this one. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. The cymbals that they have over here are so good. Like, I love this 808 crash. We're gonna have it right there. Cut it off. And then use a automation for the volume. Put it down. Yeah, that'll work. And then I think I'm gonna use the 808 crash. Maybe the 909. Yeah, the 909 sounds good, dude. Those wind chimes are kind of dope. Last thing that we're going to add is some sort of perk for the end. That could be something. That's good. That little like roll, that's pretty nice. Okay, so we're actually gonna start getting into the good stuff, which you guys might all be thinking, how does the 808 sound? And yes, I do mean singular because there is only one 808. And so if you go down to drums, you go down to kicks, and it's gonna be the only one here. And honestly, I don't think that sounds that bad. It sounds very full and rich, so if I feel like I need to add anything to it, I can. Oh, guys, I made the most rookie mistake that I always preach that everybody should do, and that is tuning your 808. I went back into the beat after and everything, and it's like, something just sounds off here. Something just doesn't sound quite right, and I was right. So I fixed that already in the final beat, but for now, we're just gonna have to deal with this it's in the same scale, but this is slightly detuned 808. So first things first, just gonna go over here, and just start putting the 808s where the kicks are. Ooh. I actually like that, a little bouncy. Once again, put it onto generic blinks. I feel like the lower tones really pop and click more than anything else. That's good. God, there is a way. I knew that there's like a new update in FL Studio that lets you like consolidate all of these like right away. I even tried looking for it online before this video and I couldn't find anyone to tell me. They were just like, no, you can't do that. But I know they added that update. I know they did, but whatever, I'll just do them all manually. Yeah, and I still actually have no idea how to do it. I know that they really put out a video even showcasing that you can consolidate all the tracks at once and make it so easy, but I couldn't find out how to do it, so I had to do it all manually, which kind of sucks, but it took so long. It took so long to consolidate all these tracks. Like, I cut out all of that because it'd be boring for you guys to watch, but oh my god, it took me so long. Okay, and I think that I've got everything where I want it to be. And it looks all colorful and pretty. And now comes the fun part, which is going to be mixing and making these stock sounds sound a little bit more, I guess you would say professional, but I don't think they sound that bad in the first place. I'm just gonna do a rough mix. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy right now for the volumes because I need to be able to hear it myself with these headphones on. First thing, we definitely got into that kick. I knew I was gonna have to do something to it at the very beginning. We're gonna do some RC20 stuff. This is gonna be like a rough mix of what I would do to make it sound a little bit better. I'm not gonna go through like full-on sound design because that would take me forever to do with all of these. And yeah, in my journey for creating the sample pack for you guys, you guys don't see how much effort goes into making one kick. From creating the kick sample to adding as much distortion as I do, multiple EQing on just one little sample, different types of distortion, which here, yes, I know that I use RC20, which not everybody has, especially if you're just getting into mixing, but there are different distortion types inside of FL Studio that they offer just stock, so you can go and use those as well. Alright, so I just did some fast distortion at the beginning, and then added more distortion in RC20 with the zap parameter, and added some white noise just to follow along with the kick. Main thing that we're going to be doing today is EQ though. Get rid of a lot of the bass, don't need it. I'm gonna add Orbit. It's a very simple transient processor. I'm gonna add on a little bit of Neutron 3 for the kick, so it's gonna add a little bit of delay to the audio, but it's totally fine. Add some reverb to that. This track is sounding a little bit more ignorant, so I'm gonna add a little bit more distortion to the 808 as well. The main thing I'm gonna be doing today is that I'm really gonna be focusing on is getting my kicks and my 808s to really hit. I like that one. Alright, yeah, this one definitely needs some crystallizer. Alright, cool. Alright, now it's for some reverb. Alright, and that is basically the last little bit of mixing that I did. I know I didn't go that in depth with the mixing, but mixing is such a boring part of producing as far as you guys watching. If you're not the one mixing, watching somebody mix is not all that exciting. So if you guys really want me to do a video on me mixing some stuff, I can definitely do that, but it's a little bit more dumbed down version over here. But that being said, stock FL Studio drums are not as bad as everyone says that they are, and if you're really good at EQing and just mixing in general, which I'm just barely starting to learn a little bit more advanced stuff, then you can make them sound even better. And I am creating a sample pack for you guys, which we are getting close to 100 subscribers, which is honestly pretty great. I was stuck at like 24 subs for like months, like a while ago. So sometime after we hit 100, I will start releasing that free sample pack for you guys, completely free to download, all royalty free. Don't have to worry about anything. All right, so at the very end of this editing process, we actually just hit 99 subscribers, and it means that we're one away, which we might actually be getting to that 100 before or at the time of this video being released. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Let me do all the hard work for you. Let me do all of the EQing, the distortion, everything, and you guys can have it all for free. All right, everyone, thank you for checking out the video. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.